Hello, so this is going to be a little tutorial on how to read insurance cards since we're currently not together in the classroom. I'm starting here with the first lab assignment worksheet, how to read insurance cards worksheet 3. That's what I'm sharing here on my screen. I just felt it would be easier to go about the instruction this way. So the first card we're looking at here on my screen is a Department of Health and Hospitals Medicaid insurance card. So Medicaid's a little bit unique because they use the same card generally for seeing the doctor and going to the hospital and for also retrieving prescription medications. So we're going to start with this one and then we'll look at a more realistic card, or I say realistic, but we'll look at a commercially provided insurance card afterward. So again, this is a Medicaid card, and I just want to point out right here where it says Department of Health and Hospitals underneath that. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I realize it's a little tiny and hard to read, it probably on this screen as well, but that does say Medicaid there real small. So in the bottom left corner here, also this Health Network for Louisiana is also a big giveaway that it's a Medicaid policy. But down here in the bottom right hand corner, we see we have a name. And of course, they've given us just a real generic name because this is for study purposes. So we don't want to be using anybody's real information, get into privacy issues, things of that nature. So they have the name on this insurance card labeled as Jane J. Doe. Like I said, just very generic name. But that would be the name of the card holder on this particular card. You see the next question down asks, is there a BIN, B-I-N listed? If yes, what is the BIN? Well, if you look over in the bottom right-hand corner, these letters right here, that is your BIN. We'll get into what that stands for when we get into the lecture of chapter 12. But just know that that's what you're looking for, the BIN. And in this case, it has the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there behind it. So that would be the answer that you would write in here for the BIN number that's listed. The next question, number 3, says, what is the ID number? It's not specifically labeled as ID number, but the CCN that starts 777, that is your ID number on this particular card. So that's what you would enter in for number 3. Number 4 asks you if there is a PCN listed. If yes, what is the PCN? And again, we'll get into what PCN actually stands for in a future lecture. But as you can see, nowhere on this card is there a PCN. So you would just mark NA for not applicable for question number 4 because it's, or write in that it's not there, something to that effect. Next question down, number 5, asks, is there an insurer listed? If yes, what is the insurer? On this one, because it is Medicaid, there's not going to be an insurer listed. And we'll get into that on one of the commercial cards in just a moment. And then the last question regarding this card is there a processor listed? And if yes, what is the processor? And again, that's not really going to be listed on this particular card because of it being a Medicaid card, but we'll address that in maybe the next card down, something more commercially readily available. I'm just trying to blow up our view a little bit here. There we go. So this next card here that says Horizon in the upper left, it also says underneath that Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. This is more of a commercially available card, a card that's provided via an employer, something of that nature. So the first question again is asking who is listed as the card holder. Well, this clearly says right here, member name, and they give us the name Ruth Aarons. So that would be the answer to number 7. Number 6, is there a bin number listed? And if yes, what is the bin number? Well, if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a lot of RX, this, that, and the other. And the very first of those items listed is the RX BIN number. So that is what you would enter in number 8 for your bin number. The next question, number 9, what is the ID number? Well, right underneath the member name, we have member ID number. And for our purposes right now, I would enter the entire number here. I would include all letters and numbers. So the answer to what is the ID number for number 9 would be HFM 3HZ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is the answer you would write in to number 9. Number 10 asks, is there a PCN listed? And if yes, what is the PCN? Well, back to that bottom right-hand corner with all the RX information that was listed, we have an RX PCN, and that is listed as HZRX. The PCN, sometimes it's numbers, sometimes it's letters. You're going to enter whatever it specifies there for the PCN. Next question down, is there a carrier listed? If yes, what is the carrier? On this card, there actually is one listed. Horizon is the name of the actual provider, but Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey would be their carrier. So that was what you would fill in for number 11. And number 12, is there a processor listed? If yes, what is the processor? Do your best with that one. I would still put Blue Cross Blue Shield there, just simply because they are listed. However, as you get more and more familiar with insurance cards, and you will not be counted for this throughout the courses of these worksheets, you will quickly learn that Blue Cross Blue Shield is provided through a processor called Prime Therapeutics. But that is nowhere on this card, which is why I won't hold you responsible for that. So in the meantime, when you're unsure, just go ahead and rewrite that insurer's or carrier's name. And as we get into the chapter 12 lecture, we'll get in more depth as to what these initials like the BIN, the PCN stand for. We'll get more in depth into who's the carrier, what's the difference between a carrier and a PBM and things of that nature. But for right now, just for the purposes of reading the card, I'm just wanting to get used to getting used to finding the information that's requested on the card itself. So most of this is going to have you looking for the BIN number, the PCN number, the RX group number. Anytime a card such as this gives you an option between a group number and an RX group number, if you have a question that asks about the group number, we're going to be answering based on the RX group number. I just want to be clear about that as well before y'all get too in depth in these worksheets. You see here is another card example. This one is saying Sierra Health and Life. That is the name of the policy or the care insurance company. See in teeny tiny letters underneath that says a United Healthcare Company. That's going to be your carrier or your processing plan. So, and then notice here is another card where you have a group number here, but then down here inside of this little blue box, you have another RX group number. So if you were answering a group number question, you would use the RX group number. And also this particular plan, not only does it have a carrier listed or the provider and carrier are kind of used interchangeably. But again, the health insurance company is Sierra Health and Life, and the insurance company or the carrier is going to be United Healthcare Company. That is the provider. But then the processor, you see you have a third name listed here inside this box. That is your prescription company processor. So the answer for that one on number 18 would be that Optum RX that is listed here within the box. And again, I'm not going to be real strict on the grading of some of those aspects. The most important parts of this are being able to find the bin number if it is listed, being able to find a PCN number if it's listed, finding that member ID, and differentiating between the medical plan group number and the RX plan group number. And that is the difference between these two. This group number up here is for their medical plan versus down here inside the little blue box. The Univada is the RX group plan. Just wanted to be clear on that. Give me just a moment to switch worksheet, then we'll look at the other one. Okay, and we're back with the other worksheet that you will be assigned a little later this week. So this one starts with a United Healthcare card. And the first question is, what is the bin number on the insurance card? Well, again, you would look for that RX bin, which is here inside of this little blue box, even has a red arrow pointing to draw your attention to that blue box. So you would use that RX bin number 610014. The next question on this worksheet is there an RX PCN listed on the card? And in this particular case, there is not. So you would put NA or just simply answer no, that there is not a PCN. It wants to know who is listed as the member on the card above. So you'll notice there's multiple names here. They all have the last name Brown, but the actual member is listed as subscriber. And I think that's supposed to be the Roman numeral 1 Brown. And then these others listed beneath are the dependents, the spouse, child A, child B, child C. So when it's asking who is the member, you're going to go with that subscriber or member name. So in this case, it would be subscriber 1 Brown or subscriber I Brown. Number 4 says, what is the member ID on the insurance card above? It's pretty plain on this one. The member ID is listed here above the patient names, starts with all those 9s and ends in 876. So that is what you would enter for your member number. Number 5 is, what is the group number that would be used from this card to bill an insurance company for a prescription? So again, we're specifying this is the medical group number. And down here where it says RX group and it has U Health, that is your prescription group number. So that's the group number you would have to use to actually bill a prescription. If this one asked about a carrier, United Healthcare would be your insurance plan, and Medco is actually your processor or your pharmacy benefit manager. And again, we'll get into that as we get into the chapter 12 lecture. I believe most of these on this one are pretty straightforward. Here's another example insurance card. So what is the RX bin number on the card above? And again, they've got it inside of a box for you. Here it's a red box on the left. RX bin number, that's 003858. Next question down. Is there a PCN listed on the insurance card above? This one actually does have one, A4. RX PCN, there it is, A4. Question number 8, who is listed as the member on the insurance card above? Well, this one only has one name on it, and that's going to be your member, John Sample, in this example. What is the member ID on the insurance card above? And again, they've got a red box around this one, include all letters and numbers. So QMU 1234567AB. You would put that entire thing as your member ID number. Next question asks, what is the group number that would be used on the card above to bill an insurance company? So we're back to looking for that RX group. And although there's a group number here highlighted in blue, if you look a little bit further down inside that red box, we have our RX group, WLEA. And so that's how you would fill out that information. Coincidentally, the insurance company on this one is Anthem, which is a division of Blue Cross Blue Shield. And again, Blue Cross Blue Shield, their pharmacy benefit manager is a company that I just mentioned a minute ago, Prime Therapeutics is the pharmacy benefit manager. And they rarely actually put that on the card. It's one of those things you just kind of learn as you're billing more and more insurances. So I hope this instructional video helped you out with how to tackle reading these insurance cards to get through your lab assignment. If you still need any clarifications or more guidance, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for you. And this is going to be stored away under the resources tab for you to view and re-review as is necessary for you to get through the assignments. And I look forward to seeing you all back in the classroom soon. So bye-bye for now.